One-shot sniping is back, and I know you can't wait to go out there and get some headshots, but you need to know what weapons to pair with your snipers in order to put you in the best position to win. And I have the top 5 sniper sports to use right now that balance time to kill, accuracy, and mobility to perfection that will make you unstoppable in Warzone 2. The 5th best sniper sport is the PDSW. This is the best mobility SMG that is perfect for Ashika Island and still puts in work on Al Mazrah. It is incredibly low recoil paired with the best range on an SMG at 14 meters, and it has a better time to kill than half the subs up close and all but 4 assault rifles. This P90 gives us the best mobility with good accuracy and good time to kill, making this the optimal choice for aggressive snipers who want to be pushing the action at all times. And let's jump into the setup. And on the setup, I'm balancing recoil with mobility on it, where I'm trying to help both out. And we're going to start with the X10 Razor Comp, which just gives us horizontal and vertical recoil control, making it an actual beam. And with the tuning, we're going to go towards recoil stabilization at plus 0.21 and gun kick control at plus 1.2. Then from there, I'm going to actually use this overpressured ammunition because it increases target flinch. And since half the SMGs kill faster than up close and 4 of the assault rifles, just getting them miss a bullet or 2 by making them flinch is super key, and that's why overpressured is great. And then for the tuning, we can actually go towards bullet velocity and damage range, increasing some of its strong suits. So with damage range, we're going to go at plus 0.61 and bullet velocity at plus 6.39. Next, I go with this GR33 light rail, which increases our movement speed greatly, and I don't mind this iron sight on the weapon, so I'm cool with using this. But if you actually do not like the iron sights on the PDSW, just go with this integrated reflex rail that still gives you the movement speed, not quite as much, but then it also gives you a nice little precision sight that can make it a little bit easier for some of you guys to aim. And for the tuning, it would be the same on both of them, but we're going towards sprint speed and sprint to fire speed, and we go at negative 0.5 and negative 0.19. Then I go with the TV TACOM, which gives us sprint to fire speed and ADS speed. So why this is so important is because you're going to be moving around so quickly and trying to use its movement advantages, but then you're going to increase your sprint to fire speed, meaning you can shoot faster than anyone else, and then you can get your sights aimed down really quickly. And for the tuning, we're going to go towards aim walking speed at negative 0.28. That's just going to help your strafe speed a lot, and then we're going to go towards aiming idle stability at plus 0.15. That way it isn't swaying around at all. And then finally, I go with this VLK LZR laser, which is just ADS and sprint to fire again, and it also gives you a little bit of aiming stability. Then we're going to go to the tuning, which is sprint to fire speed again at negative 0.23 and ADS at negative 18.1. You are going to be zooming around the map with this thing, and it also has a solid TTK and no recoil. Can't go wrong using the P90. The 4th best is the M4, and this assault rifle is one I don't see many people using as a sniper sport when they should. The only negative to it is that the mobility isn't incredible, but the accuracy, time to kill, and damage per mag make it an absolute unit to use. It actually has a 2 millisecond faster time to kill than the PDSW up close, and has 27 meters of range on its initial time to kill, making it destroy every SMG from 14 meters and beyond. And it will actually also completely wreck the most popular SMG, the Lockman, from anything past 8 meters. This will be for the more conservative sniper that likes to chill and play it slow. It's also very forgiving when you miss shots because of the damage per mag and fast fire rate of 811 rounds per minute. However, it can still work as an aggressive sniper support if you hit headshots up close with it. It takes 4 to lower the TTK up close, but I actually found that to be relatively easy to do out to 15 or 20 meters. This is heavily slept on as a trios and quad sniper support. And for the class setup, we're going to start with the X10 Havoc once again, which is horizontal and vertical recoil, and we're going to be going towards recoil stabilization at plus 0.39 and gun kick at plus 0.29, because we have to go into the accuracy of this weapon and use its range as our benefit as our sniper support. So then I'm going to go with this FTAC Ripper, which helps us with aiming idle stability, hipfire accuracy, which is actually nice to have because we will be using it up close, and some recoil stabilization. And for the tuning, we're going to go towards ADS speed at negative 0.36 and aiming idle stability at plus 0.28. We got to help out the ADS because we got to make this assault rifle feel a little bit more like an SMG. And then we're going to use this 45 round mag if we're playing anything from solos to trios, and if we go to quads, we got to use the 60 round mag to get that damage per mag up. And the mobility isn't affected nearly as much as it used to because they actually lowered the penalties of having a bigger magazine this season, which makes this thing feel a lot nicer now. And then we're going to go with the Chrono Mini Pro because the optic just makes me way more accurate than using the iron sights on this weapon, and I don't tune it. Then the final attachment is going to be this FSSO V laser, which is ADS speed, aiming idle stability, and sprint to fire. Once again, we're helping it feel a little bit more like an SMG by increasing these movement stats. And for the tuning, I'm going to go towards sprint to fire speed at negative 0.19 and then towards ADS speed at negative 23.03. Just please use this M4 in trios and quads. It's actually amazing as a sniper support. And very quickly, I'd like to give the MX9 and Castoff 762 as honorable mentions. The MX9 is actually an incredible sniper support, but the 32 round mag being the biggest one ruins it for anything past solos, And then the Castoff 7.62 is just a slightly worse version of the M4 in this role, which is why it didn't make the list. The third best is the Camaro. It has a great fire rate with the best close range time to kill on this list, and it has a great range of 24 meters. All this will make you think that it should be number 1 on the list, but it has the issue of having the worst recoil and low damage per mag. When you build this out as a sniper support, you have to make a decision to either go for helping the recoil or helping its mobility. And for me, it's always more important to go for recoil, because you can't win a fight if you can't hit your shots, but you can still win even if you're moving 5% slower. But the time to kill and range make this one of the most lethal close range weapons in all of Warzone. And so going into the class setup, like I said before, I am going to be going towards recoil a little bit more. So I use this lock grip precision, which is going to be hip fire accuracy, which is still nice for up close. Then we get recoil steadiness and aim walking steadiness. And for the tuning, I'm going to go towards ADS at -0.21, and I'm not going to touch the left side. And next up, we're just going to use this 45 round mag because it's the biggest mag we can have possible, and it makes our damage per mag not quite as bad, but I still wouldn't use this in quads. Then I'm going to go with this D37 rear grip, and it gives us just recoil control, and we need it badly on this weapon. And for the tuning, we're going to go towards recoil steadiness at +0.48, and then towards sprint to fire speed at -0.33, because we're still trying to increase these mobility stats on it to make it on par with SMGs, just like it has the same time to kill as the Lockman sub up close, but has 3 times the range, which is why this thing is so great. And then we go with the Corona Mini Pro just to make us be able to hit our shots a little bit better. I have no problem hitting all of my bullets out to 25 meters, but once you get past 40, it becomes a little bit challenging, so just keep that in mind when using it. Then I go with this VLK LZR laser, which is ADS, sprint to fire, and aiming stability. So this is going to make it a little bit more mobile. And for the tuning, I go towards ADS speed at -9.87 and towards sprint to fire at -0.31. This will easily be your most lethal close range weapon on this list. The second best is the Castoff 74U. I bet many of you thought this SMG that is listed as an assault rifle by the developers would be number 1 on this list because of its great mobility, good accuracy, and having the second best close range time to kill on this list with 22 meters of range. But it isn't, because this weapon completely falls off after 22 meters, becoming very slow time to kill wise, making it far worse than all the other assault rifles at distance, and on par with the PDSW, but its mobility isn't as nice. So while it still deserves the number 2 spot, it can't be over my number 1 option. And now let's look at this class setup, because this thing still absolutely fries. We're going to go with the X10 Havoc 90 muzzle. Once again, you probably already know, horizontal and vertical recoil, and then we're going to tune it towards recoil stabilization and gun kick control at +0.49 and +0.25. Then we're going to go with this Scraggler Tango underbarrel because it gives us some hip fire accuracy, aim walking steadiness, and some more recoil control. And for the tuning, what we're going to do is go towards some ADS speed once again, and we're going to go to -0.2. Then from there, we're going to go with the 45 round mag because that's the biggest magazine possible, and as I've said many times, damage per mag is very important on sniper supports because you don't have another weapon to flip out to when you're up close. So it's important to get as many bolts in that clip as possible without hurting the mobility. Then we're going to go with this Demo X2 rear grip, which is once again going to be for recoil control, and we're going to tune it towards some ADS and sprint to fire because we still want the mobility to be good on this weapon. So go to -0.32 on ADS and -0.3 on sprint to fire. And then I actually skip over having an optic on this weapon because the iron sights are actually really clean, and I'm not really trying to use this weapon past 22 meters because of the time to kill falling off so much. Now we're going to go to the FSSOV laser, which is ADS, sprint to fire, and aiming stability. This makes the weapon much more mobile. So pretty much you just got to think of this weapon as an SMG with a little bit of extra range. Great option, but not as good as the best sniper support in the game, the STB 556. Maybe this is a shocker after they nerfed it a while ago to lower its close range time to kill to be slightly lower than the 74U by 15 milliseconds up close, but the STB has the best combination of mobility, accuracy, time to kill, and range. The STB has a good to great TTK all the way out to 47 meters, and this is the only weapon on the list that can say that. And it is the second most accurate behind only the M4, meaning we can actually still hit our shots out to 47 meters, and this will make it so you don't have any of those awkward mid-range engagements where you don't know whether you should use your sniper or your sniper support weapon. I always hate when I get into those spots, but this STB completely eliminates them. And it's going to have the third best mobility on this list, and the only downside is that we're only going to have a 42 round mag that makes it difficult to use in quads. But trios and below, this is plenty of ammo, and the STP has always been the #1 sniper support, even if you didn't know it. Now let's look at the class setup. We're going to use the X10 Havoc muzzle as per usual, which gives us our horizontal and vertical recoil. And for the tuning, we're going to go towards recoil stabilization at +0.23 and gun kick control at +0.27. Then on this class setup, we're going to actually use this 16.5-inch Bruin barrel that gives us movement speed and ADS speed. This makes it feel a lot more like an SMG, even if it hurts our bullet velocity a little bit. it's okay. We're only trying to use this thing out to about 50 meters. And then for the tuning, we're going to go towards recoil steadiness at plus 0.19 and ADS speed at negative 0.13. And then next up, of course, we're using the 42 round mag because that is the biggest magazine we can have. And then I got this Chrono Mini Pro Optic just because it helps me hit more of my shots. And finally, we're going to use this Bruin MX9 stock. And what does it do for us? Crouch movement speed, sprint speed, and ADS speed. I'm actually helping out the mobility tremendously on this list, which is going to make it almost on par with the 74U that we just went over, but we're going to have much better TTKs across range and better accuracy. And for the tuning, we're going to go towards ADS speed at negative 1.42, and then we're going to go towards aiming auto stability at plus 1.39. Easily my favorite sniper support. Use any of these 5 sniper supports and you're going to be having a blast on Al Mazrah or Ashika Island. And if you want to know which popular AR is the best at long range, check this video out right here. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.